Good morning. Welcome to Writer's Right. I'm here. I'm a couple minutes late. I was so on time this morning. It's just the last few minutes, things just took much longer than they should have. So, let's see. Can you hear the music? I've got it down here today. But good morning. This is Writer's Right. I'm Ann Kimbrough. Happy to see you. Let me sign into chat, and we're going to jump in and do two 25-minute writing sprints this morning. And we're going to jump in pretty quickly here. Let's see. What's going on? Is it Friday? It feels like a Monday. Oh, man. Ann Kimbrough? Oh, I found me. Okay, so there's that. We're live. I should have listened long enough to see if you could... You have to tell me if you can hear the background music. It sounds rather loud. I usually put it up here. And that's when I know the level. The levels. Alright. I'm here. I can almost type. Alright, I really can't type yet. I guess I should be looking at my fingers. Why am I late today? I don't know. Every little thing I did just took longer than it should. Is that a good sign for my Friday? Luckily, this is the only thing on my agenda that I have to do. Oh no, I have to get something at Target. So I gotta go to Target today. This is the only thing that's timed. Like I have to be somewhere at a certain time. Do you find that in your life that is the way? Now post-COVID, or well, are we post-COVID? I was just listening to a report on NPR about that. All right. Ooh, it is 6 after the hour, so I am going to get you started on your first writing sprint right away. You got 25 minutes to be creative. Let's make it happen. On your mark, get set, write. Ding, ding. We're on the clock. I actually even took time off with my hair today, and it doesn't look like it. I'm still not used to the cut. And it's not that much different. I should be able to style it the same. I was rushing. I don't think I'm really awake yet. I slept, I did hit the snooze for 5 minutes, only 5 minutes. So that really shouldn't have been a thing. Shouldn't have, wouldn't have, but it was. All right, I've got 3 notebooks of notes. Do you guys do these? I have notes galore. I write notes in every little fun book. And I got another one. And it's time to translate them. These are all for the True Life story that I'm working on, the screenplay. So yeah, I gotta pull that up. I don't see any final draft open. I had to restart my computer. Oh no, there it is. Oh. I had to start it. Ah, this is the one I want. Okay. Oh, yeah, I got stuff. I'm just going to translate it. Do you ever do that? You write in different areas and then you just sort of throw it all. I like to do that. It's just a way to break any sort of cycle that makes you want to slow down. All right, seriously, what does that sound like? With this? I don't know. Do I have? Oh, I do have headphones. Can I plug these headphones into my phone? They're like so bigger than the phone. Okay. I think I can. I need to check what this level is. But can I do it with only 2 hands? No, that's not. These are humongous. Hello? Coming in from radio station KKRI. I don't know that. There she is. Can't hear it. Doesn't sound that bad. All right. It's always good to do a level check. Oh, sorry. I'm also jiggling the whole camera. You can't see down here. The problem with these headphones, whenever I take them out and then I use them when I'm doing my podcast leveling, making all my sounds. I try to make all my sounds sound different. I mean, what is it? Every time I go into to listen to my podcast and specifically to level it, to make certain that all the voices sound like they're at the same level, that kind of thing. And I don't have anything fancy enough that tells me that if they're leveled, I've got to just do it by ear, which is probably why it's always different. And I listen to it and I'm always like, I could change that a little. I could change this a little. I don't know. But anyway, that's what those headphones are for. So you can just... They're not like... I guess they are some kind of noise canceling. Is that... Anyway. It sounded like you could hear the background music. As you write. Of course, if I have to stop talking for you to probably hear the music. But I am going to make most of this. Gonna type up my notes. It's just like, which note should I type up first? Okay, don't do that. I wonder, what did I call him before? Gotta drink my water. I had a big glass today. Ever since I listened to that thing about something, didn't I tell you? Some levels of something when you wake up are really high. So if you go and drink coffee right away, it just makes those levels go even higher. So since I like my coffee, it did say if you drink water first, it's better. I used to drink water, and I still do, with my coffee, because I feel like, I think every cup of coffee you have, you need 2 glasses of water to balance out. And I drink pH water with it. This is pH water. So that coffee is acidic, and the pH it sort of also keeps that balance in your body. Because I like my coffee, I gotta have these things that make it not as bad for your body. So I think there are good. There's definitely good things for coffee. I mean, the boost of energy it gives you, probably, I don't know, it's good in the morning. Maybe good in the afternoon when you just need that little, the happiness it gives you is just really, really good. And I think it's good. It is a diuretic if you need that. If you need that. I've never noticed it to be really, truly a diuretic, but they say it's good for that. It's good. It's a good way to drink a lot of cream. I find that to be really, really good. Now I'm just rationalizing, right? Okay. Okay. Yes, I am. Yeah, you know. You can get through the day with without a lot of things, but one thing I cannot get through the day with is rationalizing something. I'm sure that's like a given. Hey, Sergio, how are you? Hope all is well in your part of the world. Hey, can you hear the music okay? Since you were the very first person that said you should get some music. Sergio always helps me. Yeah, I've got it way down here, my music source. It's a quieter piece at the moment. So hopefully it's enough as I work on my screenplay. What have you been writing lately? I hope you've been working. Yes, you can hear it. All right, thank you. Okay. Yep, I'm working on my true life story screenplay. You can hear it. Thank you for being my very remote leveler of music. You're like my remote technician sometimes. Anyway, I've gotten a lot done in the last week. I was still, I have up, this is Tim's really great book. I hope you guys check it out. The link's in the comments, but I finished a lot of books. I feel really good about it. They were just formatting. I wasn't writing finished, but I finally finished the box set. The box set, it's funny, but I put 2 of my cozy mystery books into one book, the first 2. So that's done, and I'm working on the second and fourth. They're going to be also in one book together. It turned out 2 books, there's like 313 pages, so that's plenty for a paperback. So I'm waiting to get that copy before I promote it. But it is up. It's up. And in the course of doing that, I was shocked because I haven't done a paperback in so long because everything's been Kindle. I did the production cost was like $4.45 to print that book. So on top of anything I charge, that goes to the printing costs. And I don't remember the printing costs being so huge before. So that's an issue. I mean, that's why I guess technically you make more on Kindle if it's a long book and you could charge like $4.99 than you ever would on a paperback. So I have to charge, I think I said it at $7.99. So I'm making like $2 a book. I'm not making much with the Kindle per book. So, oh well. Hey, Allie! How are you? You said you'd be here. How was your week? So anyway, that was a big shock to me that the book costs that much just to print. And it's a standard. It's a kind of low set fee, but then it's 12 cents per page. So I decided I'm going to do a test because the thing that you are using money wise are the ISBNs. But I decided I'd just take book 1 since it was a longer book than I thought, and I would just publish it as a book too. So I did that. So now I have, for book 1 of my Fit Girls Cozy Mystery, I have a Kindle for book 1, I have a paper book for book 1, and I have a box set, like a book 1 and 2 also as a paperback. And yeah, it didn't actually save me any printing costs by doing little thin book. And I've ordered that too because I want to see what it looks like before I do any of the others. But I probably won't do any of the others as a paperback by themselves because you burn an ISBN with them. You know, if no one's going to buy them because they're, I mean, I think I had to put even the paperback at like $5.99 for one. And then you could buy two for $7.99. I don't know. It's not worth it. What? Sergio, you almost went homeless this month? Oh, because of your landlords? Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry to hear that. But it sounds like you worked it out. Man, I got stories, but I'm not going to share them because it's not fun. I mean, landlords can be amazing or they can be not so much. But we're writers, so you can always get even in print. Do they know that? You know, that's just like, I think that's a thing as writers, we always have that in the back of our mind. It's always like, okay, bring it on. I'm going to write about you. You might not know it, but I will. I will get even. Oh, wow. So are you moving out then? It sounds like not a good place to be. I don't blame you. Times I've run across landlords that were ridiculous. After an incident, I decided, hey, it's time to move on because it's a sign that if you've had one issue with them, then what's going to stop another one, right? So I'm real sorry to hear that. But I hope it means that you'll end up landing in a better place. I mean, I remember that video did. It was a lovely location. Maybe you find something closer. Oh, you did find another. Smaller, cheaper. Okay. An in-between place. That's cool. Well, I know it sounds like a mess, but I'm an Air Force brat, so I moved a lot as a kid. So I never think of moving as a bad thing. I mean, it would be harder to move now, just because as I became an adult, once I had a kid, I stayed in places longer than I had ever in my life. So when you stay in places longer, you accumulate more stuff. So anytime I've had to move, and I've still moved a lot over the last, 20 years, I always looked at it as a way to get rid of those things that you hide away in the backs of closets. And you're like, oh, I didn't even know I still had this. The sad thing is that once you find something and throw it away, that's when you decide you need it, and only because it's in your mind again. If you had never seen it, you would have never thought about it. Hey, Yvette, nice to see you here. I'm doing some writing. I've got 3 notebooks of notes I've been taking the last couple days for my screenplay. So I am translating that into. I'm finally putting it down on the page. Oh, cool. All right. Sergio's moving. So the in-between place is close to your son's school. That's a win. I always look for the positive things. I'm sorry you have to go through all that, a quick move, but I think you'll come out fine. You're clever that way. So he's in a different school. This year? Just this year? I feel for your son. I mean, I don't know what it would be like to go through school right now during COVID. It's been so up and down. I mean, I don't know. I guess haven't we all had something in our school years? I mean, not like this, but I mean, I used to move every 2 years. Easy. I mean, we never lived longer than 2 years in a place. So I was always changing schools, and I turned out okay. Theoretically. But you do look back, and I always wondered if I was at one school and I knew one set of kids, what kind of bonds would have you created? What kind of things would you actually have gotten into and stayed in? Because I moved from school to school, I always had the opportunity to reinvent me and do different stuff. So for a long time, I was just like the athlete. I did all these athletic things. And then I went to the last school, because I moved my senior year, was in a different school. It turned out to be great. So I loved my senior year. It was a great school. The kids were so welcoming. I had a blast. And I decided that was I'd done, I'd been an athlete and I wanted to do something else. So I did Model UN. So I was a brainiac for a little bit and it felt good. But they still pulled me in. I did join track. I did do track and field that year. So I did a little of both. I remember the coach of the basketball team saw me playing basketball and was really mad at me that I hadn't joined the team. It was the end of the season, so he couldn't make me. He's like, why weren't you on the basketball team? I'm like, because I'd done that. I'd done it. I mean, well, there was no reason to do it. Well, let's see. What? A new story for Yvette. Yay! For Vela. Okay. I think that's a good strategy for not releasing until it goes wide. Do we have any kind of deadline for that? Oh, wow, Sergio. Well, that's cool. If you can move, get in a better place, figure things out to find a place that you can stay longer, and it costs you less, I'm all for that. There's got to be good deals right now, right? I don't know. I think it's a renter's market, for sure. So good for you. Good for both of you. I'm real happy for everyone. All right. Ooh. I'm like, I hate it when the save comes up and you're like, what am I saving? Luckily it was my auto save for Final Draft. Let's see, we still have about 5 minutes, a little over 5 minutes of this writing sprint. All right, I'm going to try to get more in. You know me. Ugh. I don't know if allergies or something going on. Let's see. Oh man, does that make you angry? I know that makes me. It's just like, stay tuned. The rollout for Vela has been so. I don't know. I mean, understand the beta being. I mean, I understand on a certain level, they don't want to set a date and then for some reason decide it's not there yet. But I don't see anything happening to get there. I mean, obviously it's all behind the scenes. So was it that kind of thing that, we're working on the logarithms? They're probably working on the logarithms to help them, not us. But obviously they're probably also helping, working with the functionality of the whole system for authors and readers. I don't know. I guess I should Google that. You have mentioned it being there before. Yikes. I did find out, like last time we talked about Kindle Vella, and I'm trying to create cards, or the headliner cards, whatever they call them, for these YouTube shows that sort of state the main thing we discussed in it. If there is a main thing that I can pull from it, or what I think should be worthy of someone listening to. So I did one where it says Vella, and we've talked about Vella a couple times though. But I mean, just as a way for other people to find this wonderful writing sprint time and join us and learn. I don't know if they'll learn, but here's some discussion along with their writing time. Anyway, somebody did come in and say, you should put links to all your books. I should, for all our books. So that's my next thing on my agenda, because I have a lot of these shows. And I think I'll just start with the most recent and work my way back a bit. So I'm making the cover cards, I guess it's a card. And now I need to figure out how to do links, because obviously I haven't done that. It's just like one of the cool things about doing this is it's just for us. It's just for us to come here and write. And then there's this other that it's for it is for others as well, because a lot of people watch it after the fact, and it would probably help people that want to join us to find it if I actually did some of these like housekeeping things and put the links in for everybody's books, and not just mine, because I want to promote everyone that shows up live. I definitely want to promote your stuff. And put links within the video about if you want to hear us talk about Kindle Vella, this is the point. So that's on my agenda. It was a very nice suggestion that someone made in the comments. I thank you. It wasn't a name I knew, but someone that caught us after the fact. So I will do that in my free time. Hey, I've been really good with my podcasting. I got another episode done. Oh, but I made it so much harder on myself. Honestly, So this probably goes to what Amazon is trying not to do. Is that I've done like, I did like about 17 episodes. And then I decided that I needed one more co-host to sprinkle in, because it was getting really heavy with one co-host. So of course that meant that I had to renumber everything. And these are like completed things. I mean, in the sense of they're completed recordings that are already numbered. I had in Dropbox a whole list of the folders for them to go into, and the information is in there for us to easily access, because it's not just me. It's my partner who's doing the editing, my son, the video editing. So anyway, all of that was a mess and a half to reorder, to figure out the new list of the show list, because at least I've kept a show list. We have 22 shows. 22? Yeah. And I have only one left to record, and only one session left to record with the newscaster, who she has to do like 8 more of the news bits. And then it's just editing. And So technically I don't know what I'm on anymore, because I changed the order. I know right now I need to edit number 4, but I think I'm technically on 8 or 9. Yay! We did our first writing sprint, and something happened to my music. What happened? Oh, my computer must have been out of juice. I'll get it back on here. That's crazy. Why didn't it warn me? All right. You know what that means? It's coffee time. I have new coffee today. What is this again? Oh, it's Peet's Hazelnut Mocha. Have you tried coffee like that? I want to see if I can taste the hazelnut and the mocha. I'll give you my review. I actually, Shazam, I really like Peet's. Let's see. I got the computer to come back on. Why didn't it warn me? I have so many warnings that come up on so many things, yet not when my computer's gonna go out of juice. My laptop. Let's see. Just copy and paste the links. Yeah, that's the easy part. I don't know how to do the timestamps. I'm sure I'll just Google it. But yeah, copy and pasting the links. Oh, it's coming back up. Might have music here soon if I remember my password. I think it's working. It is. Okay, there it is. Came right back to where it was. Play. It's thinking. We all have to, from time to time. All right. So yeah. So today it was our little mid-time discussion is podcasting, because I do want to talk about this thing about turning your Kindle books into paperbacks, and the cost. I was shocked that that's loud. My 313 page paperback for Fit Girls. I called it Mysteries or Murder because it's combining my book 1 and book 2. So it's up now on Amazon, and it costs 400. It costs $4.45 to print. So that's the print cost, and it's legit what they are charging. There's a flat fee, and then there's like 12 cents per page. So I then have to figure out, how much should this book be set at, the price, so I make anything on it. And then you have to look at, oh wow, I can smell that. That's very mocha-y. Mocha smell. Oh, I'm getting a little nutty. It doesn't, I can't get hazelnut, but this one will taste really good with creamer. Very, very delicious. Can you see that? I didn't really make a lot, did it? Yes, Anne. I have said I like my cream. All right. Let's stir, shall we? Oh, it frothed up a little. Ooh. Oh, it's really hot. All right, I'm going to get our 25 minutes on the clock again, and we'll talk a little bit more about printing costs. Oh, that's sweet. I mean, not sweet, but sweet. All right, 25 minutes are on the clock. This is our second writing sprint of the morning. On your mark, get set, write. That's you. I mean, you and me, but you mostly, because I talk too much to write. All right. Yeah, so I don't know if you've run into that, Yvette. If you're, I mean, I really feel like the printing costs have gone up. I should check some of my other books. Well, the journals that I do are like $12.99 or $9.99. So those are a higher cost. So even if the printing costs have gone up, I'm pretty sure they don't lock in whatever the cost is. Yum. But like when I sell one of my journals, I usually make $5 a book, which is nice. So if you really promote that, you sell 100 books, you're going to actually make a little money. But yeah. So the costs have gone up. So then my question is it worth printing anything in a paperback? I mean, because there's time, effort, and there is a cost to it. I mean, I guess you could just, and that's something I should consider. You could just get the free ISBN. To me, that's the biggest cost outside of your time to format a book properly. When you do put up a Kindle book, they do have that thing, make the paperback now, we can convert your Kindle into your paperback. I would say don't do that because it's not going to look right. I've tried it many ways to just do it easy. There's several different platforms that are free for anyone to go use and format your Kindle or your paperback. Just Google it. And I know Drafted Digital, they have a pretty good free one. But no matter what, those books just never, I don't know, they never looked good to me. I think Drafted Digital does a pretty good digital free. They have a pretty free one. It's pretty free. It's very free, but it's a pretty good one to make a good looking Kindle. But that's so different because you don't have to worry. There's so much you don't have to worry about by formatting a Kindle book because the reader adjusts everything and can adjust at least everything. So all this fonts, all the where things fall, it doesn't matter. I mean, and you don't really go nuts in a Kindle book with like having a cool little number 1 for your chapter, but in paperback you do want that. Like, so this is just the closest book. So look at this book. What did they do? So they used cream paper, which I did. They have a very fancy cover. This is this is Gallery Books. This is a big publisher. You're not going to have a spine like that. And you're not going to have a foil glitter on yours either. This is a great book, by the way. Really fun read. Oh, so there, look at their chapter heading has, this little filigree next to it, and it's fancy. So to do that, you need to format. So when my book gets in, I'll show it to you. But did you guys hear that one? I know I mentioned it before. It's worth mentioning twice that I was so tired because I was up late formatting it, last weekend. Not this last weekend, the last weekend. And I just got to the end, and after 3 different uploads, because one little thing was wrong, I had to go change it in the document, create a new PDF, upload it again. And the uploads, they take time. And then you have to upload the preview. And then you look at it all. You have to go through every page of the book to just see that nothing has gone wonky with the formatting, which happens, even if it's not wonky in the PDF. Anyway, I got that all done, so I just said, it comes up and says approve in this KDP publishing site for you and me. And I just said, I approve it. It's finally done. I approved it, and it goes live. It approved it to the world. I just don't understand why there's not a step. So what I should have done, and I was tired, so I didn't remember. I would have read the small print that was there. I should have hit save and then order a print copy. That's what I meant to do. And if I hadn't been so tired, I would have done it right, because I knew what to do. But there is no filter for that mistake. I think I should recommend it to Amazon. I mean, it's no biggie. I mean, honestly, it's not like, I'm quite confident that the book I have approved is okay. But I did want to get it and just look that I was happy with how it looked, but I can still make any changes once I get the proof. But the proof takes like 7 to 10 days to come. So they don't rush those books to ya. And of course, it's not a proof now. I actually just had to buy an author's copy. Anyway, so that was my little rant about printing paperbacks. Be very aware that the cost of printing them is so high, it'll massively cut into your profit. Because, it doesn't make any sense to do a book that's so high. And I've noticed lately, too, how much more paperbacks were. Because they had to raise the printing costs, because that's why everyone's raised their prices. Inflation? I guess so. It's hit Amazon. So anyway, it is what it is. I do feel like it's important to have a paperback, and maybe the useful part is that on your author page, when people go there, and you are going to make people go there, when you drive them there, it's nice to see these different prices, because it makes the Kindle price look really cheap. You're like, oh, I really like getting a book, but I don't mind reading Kindle, and look how much money I save. So it's in many ways a selling tool, because it makes your Kindle look like a discount. Anyway, just saying. So now for book 1, I have the Kindle. I have a paperback, because I did do the test to see what it would look like as a book by itself. I have no idea. And since I went live with the other one, I decided I'd go live with that book too. So I have both of those books winging their way to me. And then I have the 2-book collection, which does not come up on my author page. So there's another issue I'm going to have to figure out. It will come up soon, but I'm going to have to email Amazon to get it. But that was another reason why I did the book 1 paperback on its own, even though it's going to be a really tiny book, because it's a novella-length story, but it's over 100 pages. So, because it comes up on the books page. So the 2-book collection doesn't come up on the books page. I think it could come in under they also bought, if people I get a lot of people buy it. Maybe. We'll see. All right. If you guys have any experience with your printing, let me know. But when you take the reins of your publishing, these are the kind of experiences you have. Oh, gosh. Yep, today's all going to be about my screenplay. And I still have this mashup story I'm doing that I really love, and I would like to finish that next week, which means I got to do a lot of work on it this week. I work on it a little bit every day, but I have some serious deadlines for this movie script. We are chomping at the bit to sell it, and we have people waiting to read it, so gotta finish it. But I'm still waiting on notes. That's the hard part. But I finally decided I have to write something, because otherwise we're losing our forward momentum. And so I decided, I pitched to my partner a couple scenes that I knew had to be there, and said, hey, I'm going to go ahead and write these sort of in a separate document. I'm not messing with the document. I'm waiting for notes back. So yeah, he said, yeah, those sound good. So I said, this is what I want to do. You up for that? And he said, okay. It's to me scary to waste time writing scenes that will change because of notes that you're waiting for. But I'm pretty sure these scenes have to happen. They're critical to the plot line. So, dialogue changes a lot anyway, so I'm not worried. At least we'll have the pages. And then these are a big scene from Act 2. I call it 2B, the second part of Act 2, and a big part of the climax scene, and maybe the all is lost moment kind of scene, in Act 3. So then I think to me, when I get to the midpoint of a movie, I really like to write the ending next, because then you look at what you have and say, all right, what's missing in my script are all the things that I have to pay off. Those are those scenes that I really have to pay off, the emotions I have to fill in the gaps. It's that arc that you have to complete for every part of your story. So I really like to write the ending. If I haven't already, because sometimes I like to write the beginning and the ending at the same time. Just because that's that whole bookend feel for screenwriting. That's important. I'd never do that with a book. I wouldn't do that with a book. I don't know why. Well, probably because it needs to flow from a little bit differently. It's a different flow. Oh wow, this is good coffee. Pete's mocha and hazelnut, or hazelnut and mocha. Hazelnut and mocha. I can taste both. I don't know why it has like a purple taste to it. What I think purple would taste like. Yeah, I get the hint. The hazelnut comes through first. But then there's this layer. Ooh, the mocha at the end. This is definitely a coffee. If you don't drink cream, if you just like your coffee black, I don't think this would taste as good. But the cream added to it, and I use the term cream. It's actually a almond something creamer. I've trained myself from loving half and half or true cream. I have trained myself to like this stuff just as much. It's not that I can't have real cream, but this is better for you, and it tastes as good. I had to side with the music. Love it. All right, enough of my. I need to put when I learn timestamps, I have to put a timestamp of in every one of Anne loving her coffee timestamp. I'll just call it coffee love. Coffee love, like puppy love. Do you remember that song? The Captain and Tennille, wasn't it? No, that was Muskrat Love. So I had to dredge up something from my childhood. I remember when that song came out. and it was so popular. And for some reason, it was in this weird period of time where I was listening to the top 40 or something. Like, I would actually, I mean, this is like the olden days, people, where you had to turn on a radio and listen. Not like a phone, but anyway, I remember when Muskrat Love came out, and so I was probably the right age, you know. I was a teenager, and so I was the right age to like it, and it was one of those things that's like, it was just so sugary sweet. It was just a song that wasn't, yeah. I honestly love the sound of instruments. So as a young kid, when I was a little baby kid, my parents listened to Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass, among others. But that's the one that I feel like as a young kid was some of the first music that I noticed that my parents were playing. And it's like that, you know, it's Tijuana Brass. That's music. And I loved it. I love that full band sound. So I was very early on, I loved groups like Earth, Wind, and Fire and Chicago, because they had that band sound and it felt like home, right? You know, that's what I had as a child. So, and that, of course, that music then, of course, led me into, I like rock and roll, and I like a wide range of music. So, you know, I like a little jazz. I mean, outside of here, I really don't listen to jazz. I like jazz on a Sunday morning with coffee and a newspaper. No. Does anyone get newspapers anymore? My dad does, but yeah. Did I ever get a newspaper? I honestly, I'm sure somebody once came to the door and we got it. I can't remember the first time I had an apartment with roommates. The only way back then, the only reason to get a newspaper was, I guess, if you were into the op-eds and wanted to know what was going on in your city. I didn't. But it was to get the TV guide. Do you remember that? Oh my gosh. All these things that, it's like, you could make a list of things that kids don't know today. They wouldn't know what a TV guide is, really, would they? They're just like, well, isn't it just, you just hit the button on your TV? No, people. You used to have to get the Sunday paper and this piece of little newsprint thing. The days. Oh, the olden days. They were fun. But I do like technology. I wouldn't go back to that if it was up to me. I'm very happy with current technology. All right. Oh, let's see. How did I spell that? Oh, there it is. Thank God for spell check. See? Technology again. To the rescue. Do, do. Oh, random capitalization in the middle of a word. Not good. Like agreeing with myself. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Oh, there it is. Formatting. I gotta go in and change my formatting. Customize it. Customize my formatting. Ooh, less than 5 minutes of this writing sprint. Woo woo. Make it count. That's good coffee. I mean, I wouldn't want it every day, but that's a nice little something something. If you had people over, you should definitely have Peet's. I like Peet's coffee just in general. We actually have a Peet's. I wonder if I could order it there. I have like a Peet's over here that I drive through sometimes, get breakfast and a coffee. We have two really good coffee places. I like Peet's. And obviously, there's always Starbucks because I like Starbucks. Their bacon egg Gouda sandwich. If I'm road tripping, that is like I have to have it in the morning. And of course, you can find it anywhere, which is great about Starbucks. And Dutch Bros. That's the big place. I don't know if you have Dutch Bros in your area, but their coffee is... Talk about cream. They have a cream called Breve, and that's like the real stuff. Like directly from the cow. Like they have a cow in there. They don't. But the Breve is some serious creamer. And I did look into the company. I think they originated up like, I want to say Oregon, Washington State, something like that. And they were basically a cow, a milk producing farm. So a cow, dairy farm. Yes, thank you. Thank you. For those of you shouting it at me. So, and they were ran on hard times. So they decided to take this great cream they had that they couldn't sell, that they were making, and put it into coffee. And they started out by having these like big machines and standing in some area where all the cars would line up, and they would sell it car to car. So now it's a drive-through, and it looks like a windmill. I think their roots are Dutch, and it's the best dang coffee. And that I get like this. I think it's called the Golden Eagle. So it's kind of a caramely, yummy. It's good. Yeah, you don't want you get the large. I think the large is almost like $10. It's like this ginormous coffee, and I get a large, and it lasts 2 days. I drink half of it hot, and then I ice the rest the next day, which is probably the best way to do it. And usually I get it without the Breve. You can get it with just any kind of milk or non-milk product, but every now and then I go for the gold. Go for all the calories. Oh man, 1 minute. What? I need to finish this scene. every every now and then when I'm writing, because I switch between writing books and screenplays a lot. So one of a common comment in screenplays is people will tell you your script needs to be more literary. Or they'll tell you the opposite. They'll say your script is too literary. And, it's just one of those, to me, it's these buzz terms. It's like a pickup line. And what does it really mean? It's just like it's almost a catchphrase that people like have a list that they go like, all right, I basically need to tell somebody something. I don't want to tell them something that makes them mad, so I'll just pick something that might sound useful. I did an article once. By the way, time's up. Woo woo! How'd you do? Your second writing sprint of the morning is done. And I am going to send you off into the world to populate your awesomeness throughout the area you live in. But I will say that the thing about literary, I do notice it more, to me it means that they want a little bit more explanation, but if you give them too much, then you're writing like it's a book, and that's too literary. And it's just one of those things that I don't actually know. I mean, so the person reading it is going to always be the judge, and that person is always different, so it's always going to be different. So you can't write to somebody, to a comment like that. I mean, honestly, if you had 10 people read your script, or even 3 people read your script, and they all came back and said it's the description is like reading a book, that's different. But if they use that buzz term, it's too literary, it means they don't know what to tell you, but they have to tell you something. So it doesn't mean anything. That's the worst thing about taking notes from anybody. One, you have to know their level of expertise. 2, well, frankly, the only thing that matters is if they're giving you money. If they are paying you, you just take all those notes. You just make them feel like you've incorporated no matter what. And that's all that matters. Just keep getting paid. Get it to production. You want to be their best buddy partner in this teammate to get something produced. So in that case, you just try to understand what they want and make it happen. But a lot of us will get feedback from people that aren't paying us. So you have to weigh what they know. And hopefully you're only letting people read your script that actually know screenwriting. And like you've read their scripts, and you know they can write a decent script. So, and then you need to take the feedback and see what the consensus of feedback is. If you're only getting feedback from a handful of people, that's probably not enough, unless you're really good at taking notes. So over time, I feel like I only need a few people, excuse me, to give me feedback, because I understand feedback, like what has to happen. I can read between the lines. Excuse me. I can't swallow though. Anyway, just something to think about. What happened to my chat box? Oh, I buried it. Okay, guys, how did you do today? I got clearing my throat there. I forgot my train of thought. But anyway, I think it's different when you take feedback for books. Most of the time, the feedback you're looking for is like, find my typos and spelling errors. And if there's some big gap in the story, please let me know. I don't know. I've never received what I would consider a line edit in a paperback, because that to me is only what you would get from Simon & Schuster editor, right? Something like that, because that's going to go through multiple people, and your editor doesn't fix typos. They have a department that does that. At least they used to. I don't know anymore. I never knew where they were, because I worked at Simon & Schuster, and there was Editor's Row. I don't know where they hid the copywriters. I think they were... So I had a roommate, and she worked for another big company, but she worked in the production. So I feel like that's a separate area, probably a separate building. Oh, cool. That sounds fun, Yvette. A cover reveal. Woo, woo. I'll try to tune in. Is it like later this week, or this is Friday? What, later in a few days? Later today? Yeah, you know me. I'm not popping into Instagram daily. You have to pick your mediums. I gotta pick my coffee. I'm okay. Anyway, congratulations. That sounds like a fun thing. All right, guys. We did it. 2 more writing sprints are in the history books. I will be back Monday at 8 Pacific Standard Time. Please do the math for your time zone. I hope you can join me live. If not, I hope you can join me on one of the recordings. And if you leave a comment, even though it's not live, I do see those and I comment on my comments. So take care of you today. Ooh, all right, everyone. I'm going to tune in. I'm looking forward to your cover reveal. I don't even know what book it is. It's all full of goodness. All right. But for now, I'm going to let you head on out. Be wonderful, creative folks, and come back and see me on Monday. Take care. Thanks for popping in today. I hope you got some good writing done.